Well, hey friends, so glad you stopped by to join me for the most wonderful time of the year. I love back to school season as a homeschool mom. It's always so exciting. And yeah, I might be the last person on YouTube this year to post a back to school video, but I don't care. This is where I find myself and I make videos as they happen in real life. And real life, we've actually already started our school year. And over the past several days of doing school, it's come to my attention that this schoolroom where we store our like craft supplies, school supplies, some of our books, some curriculum and daily stuff, it needs a once over. I need to do a bit of decluttering in here and some rearranging. We've got some things that my kids have outgrown or broken. So sort of a out with the old, in with the new. I do have a few things that I'm adding to our collection. So I'm going to, after the decluttering and organizing, do a bit of a homeschool haul with you all. And I just hope you enjoy coming along as we do some decluttering today. Whether you're a homeschool parent, maybe you don't even have kids, I want you to know you're welcome here. I just love to give some gentle motivation for decluttering and homemaking in general. And if you want to roll up your sleeves and get started on something in your house, whether it's a schoolroom or a home office or something else, I would love it so much if you would join me. Or if you use YouTube as a way to kind of sit back and relax and have some downtime, I love that for you. And I'm super happy to keep you company. Whatever you're doing while you watch this video, would you drop this emoji in the comments? And we're gonna get started. Here's a pair of scissors.
Great.
This is my pair of scissors. So I wanna make sure that it gets back to my drawer, okay? These are the drawers. They're the Ikea Alex drawers. I have kind of a few different ones. Some of them are secondhand, and you'll notice the secondhand ones are a little bit janky, but we're rolling with it. It's what you do with what you got. But there are a few drawers here that we're actually not really utilizing very often, and they kind of need to be switched out to make room for the stuff that we are utilizing that's kind of been in random places around our house for this school year. In this drawer, I call this candle making, and it has all of my old like jars and stuff that I recycle. I make my own homemade beeswax candles a couple of times a year. And for accessing this drawer only a couple of times a year, it doesn't make sense to have this category take up this much space in a spot where I want to be able to access things every day or multiple times a week. So I'm going to actually transfer my candle making supplies. I was looking for a nice little tote or a fancy basket, and I'm not really about that. So I have an old Factor Meals box that I'm going to throw these supplies into and just put them on a shelf in my office. And then free up this drawer to add a category that we are utilizing pretty much every day. Stay tuned. I gotta clear this out first before I show you. Okay, candle making drawer is cleared out, and now I'm going to add in Haley's bead obsession. Perler beads, to be exact. Does anyone have a kiddo who's obsessed with these? Haley's obsessed. The boys actually really enjoy these as well, but for her, it's just next level. She loves it so much. She's actually pretty good at it too. She is keeping me looking very domestic because the perler beads are the only reason why I own a clothing iron. I don't actually iron our clothing, it's just the perler beads. So, paint drawer, I mean, how apropos. Paint supply drawer has paint all over it. Look at that. This is a charts drawer. We use these charts and multiplication tables. We've got periodic table, United States of America. We have a world map. The boys and I were doing multiple digit multiplication the other day. These are really good to have, and I don't think really anything needs to be changed about this drawer here. However, this drawer, which is labeled color books, I've held on to it for about as long as I could. We are definitely out of our color book era. Most of the ones in here are years old and really colored through. I always like to look for things that I can donate. Our homeschool co-op will have a table where people just swap curriculum or give away old stuff. Or I have homeschooling sisters of mine that I can pass things on to their kids, but I only really like to pass on things that are actually useful. At this point, any of these color books in here are going to be probably fire starters this year in the autumn when we're burning in our wood stove. So I'm gonna kind of put them in that little pile. and I'm going to convert this drawer to my boys' newest obsession. What's your newest obsession?
Stop motion.
Stop motion, claymation. For a couple years now, all my kids, not just the boys, but they're definitely the ones most obsessed with it. They have really been into making little videos. And so for their birthday, which just happened last week, we also got them some plasticine, kind of like a clay medium, posable stop motion claymation. And they've been really enjoying that. And then I also got them this minifigure photography, which has little backdrops. And we haven't had a home for this category of stuff for them. And now we do, thanks to the fact that they've outgrown their color books. Which I have to say, the entertainment value of the little videos that they make is definitely a bit higher than flipping through a scribbled in coloring book. So I'm not too sad about it, especially now that I don't have all the paraphernalia scattered in random places around the house. It has a home. Feels so good to get those categories swapped out. I will be going back and changing the Cricut labels a little bit later on. I do like to live with a new organization iteration for a little bit before I'll go in and make a more permanent change, like putting the work into changing the labels. Cricut labels are worth the work because they're super clean and professional looking and they wear really well, but they do take a little bit to get them on there versus just like slapping a paper label up there. And I'm actually going to be swapping out another one of these drawers for something new that I got that I'm super excited about, but I'll share that with you a little bit later on when I'm doing kind of my homeschool haul. I'm going to move on from the drawers right now and swing over to the other side. Top shelf, tidy but dusty. I am not here to clean right now. That's in next week's video for my fall clean and decorate with me. Stay tuned. We have a random collection of things. I need to go through that little basket. And these books back up. These books can actually be taken down. These were from our curriculum last year and we are done with them. That can go there. And then I have this stack of Kiwi Co boxes from over the summer. We love Kiwi Co around here. This is not sponsored. I actually purchased all these Kiwi Co boxes myself, although I do work with the brand from time to time, and I'm so grateful when I get to. But these were from a summer series that they had that we just kept the learning going, even though we weren't doing like sit-down schoolwork. These ones, these crates are basically empty. They just have like little instruction booklets, and the actual things that were made are out in the kids' rooms or somewhere outside or out in our garage and, you know, in random places around here. So I don't need these boxes anymore. It's time to move on from these. If you're interested in signing up for Kiwi Co, again, not sponsored. I don't make a commission if you use my code or my link, but it does save you some cash. Highly recommend Kiwi Co. I love them so much. We've been ordering from Kiwi Co since the kids were, oh gosh, Haley was a baby, the boys were toddlers, and it's been loads of fun ever since. Oh, here's another Kiwi Co box. This was the water wheel. That one was really fun. I will leave my link to Kiwi Co in the description box of this video if you want to check them out. But these boxes, basically empty boxes, can go in the recycling pile. This little vintage apple basket, I love this so much. I thrifted this a couple of years ago, and right now we've been putting our telescope, little eyepieces, and other little components in here, but I think it's actually too small for this collection, so I'm just gonna grab a good old Ziploc bag and throw this stuff in there and use this basket for something else. I say it all the time, it doesn't have to be fancy to be functional, and this is something that I've learned, especially with kids stuff. They don't care. They don't care if I have a beautiful little, you know, grass woven basket from the Hearth and Hand line. A Ziploc bag does just fine. And it does for that. This computer desk could definitely use a thorough wipe down, but I'm going to do that another time. Today, the name of the game is decluttering and organizing. Next thing I'm going to work on is getting our pencils and our colored pencils kind of straightened out because it's just a mess right now. Yes, we still have birthday decor up, and it will probably be up at the beginning of next week's video when I start the sort of sprucing up and decorating for the fall time around here. It's kind of tradition to take down the birthday decor and then put up the fall decor in that video. But I have 2 little pencil holders. This one is just crazy right now. I'm just sorting out because we've kind of mashed together our collection here, and I want just pens and pencils in this one and then just colored pencils in the other one. That really helps us in the moment. We actually do a lot of like colored pencil coloring during school time if there's like recitation or read aloud. Those of us who are not reading sit and doodle or color. It's really cozy and fun. And these are the best colored pencils I have ever used, and they're quite affordable. And as you can see, quite chewed on around here. We definitely deal with some sensory seeking behavior. And that's about all I'll say about that, because while I do want to be real and transparent and, you know, keep things authentic, I don't want to do that at the expense of my children, and I don't want to just talk about specific stuff that we deal with because it's not truly my story to share, and I want to really respect and protect my kids. As much as I love a good Ticonderoga No. 2 pencil, I have learned that they just get destroyed in our house. So we're going mechanical, and even though plastic still gets chewed on a bit, it has a longer life than a wooden one. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm preemptively going in and removing all of these tiny little eraser caps. This is such an unnecessary component of these pencils. Why are these even here? These are stocked and ready to go. And I picked out and decluttered out lots of wax pen, crayons, which, by the way, how do you pronounce that word? C-R-A-Y-O-N? I was just having this discussion with friends of ours who are originally from Texas. One of them pronounces it crayon, and the other pronounces it almost like crown, which is so funny to me. I say cran, like cranberry. That's how Weston as well says it. What do you guys say for this? What is this? Hand me the crayon. Yeah, you guys say it like mom and dad. Oh, dang homeschoolers indoctrinating their children. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay, speaking of out with the old, I have our record keeping file boxes here. This year, instead of waiting until the end of the school year to put all of these files together and to pull everything into it, I'm going to have one of these boxes sitting here empty and filling up as we progress through the school year, just to sort of cut down on the amount of work that I'm having to put into this system at the end of the school year when things are starting to get busy for summertime and all of that. So these can get moved in. I need to get the fresh one out, print out this next school year's little, it's just a basic piece of paper that I throw into the front of this clear tote so that I can keep track of what year is what and which kids were in which grades. And then I'm gonna go right now through these 3 drawers, which I already did a quick declutter of them at the end of the school year, but they have continued to like access them or throw things in here throughout the summer, and I would like to give them sort of a fresh, clean slate for these drawers. Even though I hate these drawers in this system, it's what you do with what you got. I don't have the energy or the mental bandwidth to improve this situation right now, so we're going to use this and hope for the best. And a decluttered, organized system that's bad is still better than a non-decluttered, organized system that's bad. Pick your poison, right? There's just lots of random little pieces of artwork and stuff, which will probably go into that projects drawer, and then we can either recycle it or throw it into a memory book if we want to, throw it into one of these file folders later on if that's what we want to do. So I'm gonna create a little pile for that. I usually give the kids the last say on anything that they have created. That is Haley's, doesn't even belong in this drawer. A few pencils that can just go into our pencil drawer. this spelling book. They will keep that. English that he's working on, the book he's currently reading, and that one is done. I can probably get these other two done lickety split. Let's throw that over there. Gum wrappers that can get thrown away. Broken crayons, his English, the book he's reading, and there. That one's done. First grade book, addition, multiplication table, reading cards, flashcards, highlights magazine that actually doesn't belong in there, paper doll stuff, mini book, a little bit of garbage. That one's done. We'll throw that sketchbook in there, this sketchbook in there, and Bob's your uncle. Hey, could you put this up with that slime over there, please? He's okay. He's okay. He can be in here. We are looking good in here. Opie, say hello to everyone. Hello. Opie's going to school this year too. We've got a little bit of dog training that we're doing, and he's doing great. It's been really fun for the kids too. But man, it's amazing what just a few minutes of sprucing up will do. This goes to show you. I mean, I've only been working for about 40 minutes here, and that includes time that I've chatted with you on the camera or paused to help him or clean up a dirt mess or help the kids. But regular small decluttering projects, I feel like make such a bigger difference than waiting for things to get bad and overwhelming. I used to do this once a year, and the project would take me a whole day or the better part of a weekend. And I think there's two reasons why. First of all, I was overbuying and over-consuming. I had too much stuff. The other part of that is also doing more regular small declutters. I will do this sort of declutter every 8 to 12 weeks or so. And that makes such a difference because it never gets like out of hand like it used to. I've got a recycling pile, Kiwi Co boxes, some things that are not good enough to pass on that I'll just use as fire starters, things that are good enough to pass on. A couple of things I will save for Haley. I have just a small stash of things that I will recycle for her since she is in a lower grade than the boys. But some things that she's even outgrown that I'll put on that free table at co-op or offer to family and friends. I gotta get these totes into my office, bring the new empty tote over to here, cut the factor box of beeswax candle making supplies that also need to go into my office. And I think for now, we're looking really good. We're gonna sit down and I'll show you just a couple of the things that I got new for this school year. Okay, I think one of the best things that you can have in your school collection, honestly, whether your kids are homeschooled or not, are these basic pencil cases. I pick up probably one each year to add to the collection because I always find uses around the house for these. In fact, I actually rarely use them for pencils because I prefer a cup for pencils like I was showing you earlier. But I have sort of a little fidget or sensory box of stuff. We still have one of these little chew sticks from last year. And then something new that I'm adding to the collection are these fidgets that are actually math fidgets, and they have little cogs and gears on them. So they spin really satisfyingly, which is fun, and it gives your hands something to do. But then if you want to actually look at it, it gives you a math problem. You look at what it is across the way from it, and wherever you spin it, it solves the math problem for you. Some of them are addition and subtraction, some of them are multiplication and division, which is really fun. These all fit very nicely into this pencil holder, and that kicks off the homeschool haul. I also have some books, reference books and resources that I picked up for this year. I'll try to go through these pretty quickly. I mean, there's not much to say about a dictionary. I got the compact Oxford English Dictionary. The boys this year, I guess I haven't mentioned this yet in this video, our grades for the boys specifically switch over most years actually after our holidays. So in January or February, they're entering the next grade level. We did that this year. And now we started the second half of 4th grade, and we will most likely be starting 5th grade in January or February, which is crazy because 5th grade is the last elementary grade. They are going to be the age and the grade level of going to like our church's middle school youth group. That's just crazy to me. But here we are. So I was looking ahead in their 4th grade English curriculum. They are doing, they're starting to learn how to look things up in alphabetical order in a dictionary, which is pretty cool. And then they will continue that into 5th grade and beyond. Something else that I picked up, a couple of things. These were suggested resources for the nature study that we had, which I actually had in my homeschool haul last year. Bought the Treehouse Schoolhouse Autumn Nature Study. She has one for each season. We started it last year, loved it, but due to other things going on in our life, we didn't continue it. So I'm actually going to restart it this year for the autumn time, and I'm hoping to actually get into the rest of the seasons as well. And the companion suggested books, a couple of them were this Anna Botsford Comstock Handbook of Nature Study. She was a Cornell University professor back in the day. And this is one of those like just good reference books to have on hand. And then this is a little bit more colorful and fun. This is the Farm Anatomy, Nature Anatomy, and Food Anatomy books by Julia Rothman. And they're pretty basic and simple while being very visually enjoyable, and the resource, like the information in these books, is really, really cool. So heading into starting this study again and hopefully being able to make our way through it this year, I wanted to have the resources on hand that are suggested for them. Speaking of Treehouse Schoolhouse, I was so excited to see that this year she came out with a homeschool planner. Now, this can be purchased as a digital copy, and you can actually customize things to make it exactly what you need it to be. But when I was looking through the physical copy that she prints out, has it bound, it's just very good quality, I thought I can totally make whatever is in the printed copy work for me. And so far, so good. Really utilizing these weekly double sheet spreads for just kind of keeping track and almost journaling my way through the school year. I've wanted to find something like this, and this might just be the ticket. So I will have this and then the nature study that we're doing through Treehouse Schoolhouse linked in the description box. I am waiting with bated breath for her to release the Thanksgiving study. It's like a 2-week family sort of curriculum for Thanksgiving. We've done her Christmas one, we've done her Easter one, so I'm really excited about this one. Everything that she puts out over there at Treehouse Schoolhouse is just beautiful. Something that my boys got for their birthday this year, this is actually something my mom got for them, which this was so sweet and so generous. They have been wanting a big kid microscope for a while now. They had a little one that it wasn't very powerful. It was a good intro one to kind of get them used to how they work for littler kids, but my mom got a bigger one for them, and they were, oh my gosh, so thrilled. This was probably their favorite gift that they got for their birthday. It's been so fun to use. We still have a lot more to learn, just like how to use it properly, but it actually comes with a phone adapter that you can look through your phone's camera screen or take pictures or videos at the different slides. There are some prepared slides that she got for them kind of as like a separate thing that have all sorts of cool things to look at. And then there's a kit that this came with to prepare your own slides, which we have yet to do, but we're gonna be doing sort of a biology unit from The Good and the Beautiful this year. And we'll be able to prepare slides of pond sludge or termite wings. This microscope came with a really nice case for all of its lenses and things like that. I think the microscope itself, and maybe the most used little eyepiece, we will actually have it live on top of those drawers over there, because we are getting this in and out of this case every day. My boys are just obsessed with this right now. And so I actually want to convert the drawer that I have over there called Laminator. I have a laminator in there that I've literally never used. It's quite small and compact. It came from, I think it's just Amazon Basics. And I still have plans to use it, and it is a nice thing to keep on hand, and it doesn't take up very much space, and it was quite affordable. So I'm gonna throw that into my Cricut drawer. I think it kind of fits into that category, and use that laminator drawer for all the different lenses and slides and bits and bobs and the cord and different stuff like that for this microscope, so that we can easily access it. And then if we're ever gonna take this somewhere, I can get this case down and we can pack it up and bring it, and it will be pretty portable. So this is, oh my gosh, I think I'm just as excited about this as the boys are. That was so sweet of my mom and dad to get this for them for their birthday. What a special gift. They were thrilled about this just as much as they were about, you know, getting the Legos or Minecraft stuff or whatever that they got for their birthday as well, which is also really fun. I've talked about it before. We had a really good school year last year, and I'm very encouraged by a lot of what I learned about myself as a teacher and what I learned about my students. And even though they are ever changing, I feel like those lessons and sort of the key things that I clued into last year about my kids will continue to help me as I take them through as many grades as we decide to do with homeschooling. We are not opposed to picking up classes from public or private schools as they get older here and there. It is not all or nothing for us. It is not one size fits all. And it's just this ever evolving journey that we're on. And it's been fun to share some of that with you all and to hear about your experiences and to do things like the decluttering and the organizing as we're setting out on the new school year. And it's been fun to have you guys along today as I worked on this project. Thank you so much for joining me today. And because of the support of my Patreon members, today's video didn't have to be sponsored over here on this channel, and I'm so grateful. This is an extra sort of bonus video this month. We have a lot of fun over on my Patreon, so if you'd like to check it out, $5 a month gets you everything that I've ever posted over there. It doesn't just unlock the first month's content, it unlocks everything. And I've been posting for over a year. It's been fun to be able to take you along as I did this decluttering and setting us up for the new school year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll catch you later.